Just like crowding in a tiny dorm with all of your friends, hearing the RA like knock at the door, or like thinking that you're gonna get busted, going to the market at 2 a.m. because you're craving ice cream after going out. Soak it in, take it in. It's just so fun. Hi guys, coming to you live from my car. It is like 20 degrees. I have been getting some requests to talk about dorm stuff now that you guys are like starting to commit to Penn State. And then there's also a whole other class of kids that are looking into applying in the fall. I figured that today we would just chat about everything Penn State dorms. If you guys are new, welcome. I am a junior at Penn State right now, but if you're coming in the fall, I will sadly be a washed up senior. I'm not gonna talk about it. So I've lived in 2 different areas of campus. I have lived in East, and in East I lived in Pinchot Hall, and then I lived in South Halls as well, and in there I lived in Holler. I lived in Holler 310, Pinchot 205. So the areas of campus are East, Pollock, South, and West. Oh my gosh, and there's North. Wait, East, Pollock, South, West, North. But there are also other areas, kind of. There's Eastview Terrace, which is located by South Halls, and then there's also Nittany Apartments, which are kind of in between East and South. Okay, so if you're coming in the fall, I feel like you probably want to hear about East Halls. That seems to be the most popular place. There are probably 12 to 13 dorms in East. It's a huge area, and I feel like you should know that East is broken down into 2 areas, and that is East unrenovated and East renovated. I lived in a renovated hall, and if you want to see what that dorm looked like, I have done room tours, move-in vlogs for that dorm. But then also in my move out vlog, I did a entire building tour now that I was like able to show you guys where I lived and stuff once I moved out. East unrenovated, I feel like I have seen over TikTok so many times. I've never actually been inside of an East unrenovated dorm. They don't look the prettiest, I can't lie. Odds are if you choose East, I feel like you'll probably end up in a renovated hall if you like commit early enough, and I'll talk about timelines and stuff later, but most of the dorms are going to be renovated. So in every area of campus, like East, South, whatever, there is also a commons, and that is where the dining hall is. There's a market, and then there's like study lounges in there and stuff. I did a full walkthrough of Findlay Commons, which is the commons in East. It's also called Johnson Commons or something like that. Everyone calls it Findlay. I don't know why, I don't know. And I did a full walkthrough in my move out vlog, but Findlay Commons in East was so nice. It is probably newly renovated within the past 5 or 6 years, I would say. In Findlay, there's like the dining hall upstairs where there's like the buffet, and then there's also the area of takeout food of like your subs to go, your pizza to go. There's an acai bowl place, a poke bowl place, and then there's also this thing called Edge, and Edge makes amazing coffee, and they serve okay bagels. And then there's also the East Market where you can get like bananas, toilet paper, tissues, ice cream, every soda you can imagine, junk food, snacks, you know? So I lived in a renovated dorm, and in my dorm there was literally a thermostat, so you could change like the temperature. It's like kind of controlled, like you can't set it over a certain point, and it automatically switches from air conditioning to heat at a certain point in the air, and that you can't really control. East unrenovated does not have air conditioning, unfortunately. And also in terms of East dorms, I know you guys have questions about the bathrooms. In my move-in vlog, I probably showed the East renovated bathrooms, but they are pretty much pod styled. And we had 6 bathrooms on each floor for 30 kids maybe, I want to say. Even if you're not in a renovated dorm, there's just something about being in East. It's just an experience, honestly, just an experience. It's awesome. It's definitely like freshman land over there, you know what I mean? It's pretty much all freshmen besides like a few outliers like me. I was one of those, but you will meet people so easily, and it's also kind of nice to go into Findlay with it being all freshmen, you know what I mean? You can go to the mailroom in there and eat with all of your friends, and it's just like a very comforting environment because no one really knows what they're doing at first. So the next popular area for freshmen to live is probably Pollock, I would say, for the second most popular. Everyone's gonna tell you that East has a horrible location. It's all the way in the back by the stadiums. And then people are gonna say Pollock has the best location. There's not ever a perfect area of campus, I don't think. I don't know. You only have a few minutes of a walk to downtown, to the hub, to Old Main and stuff like that. So that aspect of Pollock is really nice. You're kind of close to everything, whereas with East, it's probably 10 to 15 minutes of a walk down to the hub and downtown over there. But Pollock is all unrenovated. They haven't even started it. Pollock is very traditional, and it has just, you know, just a standard dorm, 2 people. There are some supplemental dorms in Pollock. From what I know, they're still doing that, but also with COVID, they could be not. And typically like 3 to 4 people live in a supplemental room. They're like a little bit bigger. I don't know. I would suggest just doing a double. Pollock dining commons are actually really nice. There is a whole market in there. There's another Edge coffee bar and buffet style, to-go style, you know what I mean? It's very nice in there. And then there are also some freshmen that live in North Campus, but there actually are suite style dorms in North. I had that freshman year at Quinnipiac and I just didn't like the suite. Anyways, so I believe over in North, they have 2 rooms in the suite, and it's 2 girls per room, and then there's a shared bathroom. North is not all renovated. It's definitely kind of secluded over there. It's right next to the business building and the soon-to-be vet school. If you want like a more secluded and quiet area of campus, I would definitely suggest North, because East and Pollock can be rowdy, but I liked that and I wanted that. But some people don't want that big dorm experience. And if you're one of those people, I would suggest checking out North. There's also some upperclassmen that live in North as well. Then there's West. Some people say West is the best. My roommate's boyfriend was in an engineering learning community in West. I forgot about that. So I guess there are some freshmen in West, but it's a lot of upperclassmen and engineering students. West dorms are the oldest dorms on campus, and they still have that very old feel. And then next, we're gonna talk about South. South holds a very, very special place in my heart. I did a summer session at Penn State, and it is amazing. I loved it, and I lived in Holler Hall, Holler 310. South campus is beautiful. It is just, it's the best. South actually has a mix of unrenovated and renovated dorms as well. Like Simmons Hall, that's a very like historic, unrenovated South building. I had a friend in there. And then there's also the renovated South dorms. And then this leads me to also talking about sorority suites. Freshmen usually don't live in South. I haven't really heard of that happening too much. Obviously, it will happen, but South is mostly upperclassmen, and the renovated dorms in South are pretty much all reserved for the sororities as well. There will be some floors that don't have any sororities on them, and that's where like the upperclassmen will live. The suite was beautiful. It really was beautiful. There's a whole lounge and a kitchen, double dorms. There's also some like single dorms in there too. But it's just, South is just beautiful. I don't know, I love South dorms so much. And also, I want to mention Nittany Apartments in Eastview Terrace, even though freshmen don't live there. Eastview Terrace are like these towers at the back of South Halls, kind of separate, and those are all single dorms, so you have like your own room, and I think you have your own bathroom as well. Yeah, you do. They're currently being used for COVID dorms. Just some overall tips of choosing a dorm and like the timeline of everything. Like I said, if you're kind of looking for that like larger Penn State freshman experience, I would definitely go for East and Pollock. You're gonna be with pretty much all freshmen in their bigger areas of campus. So there's a lot more activity happening, but I guess a con of that is if you want like a more secluded and quiet area, it can get rowdy on the weekends and stuff. I can't even lie, but I kind of miss that about the dorms. That was definitely fun. Don't stress about it too much. I remember being like, I need to choose it right now because I want a renovated dorm, but a lot of the dorms are renovated now, so I wouldn't stress about it too much, honestly. And then there's also roommates. So if you guys are interested in choosing a roommate, highly suggest joining those like Penn State group chats and then getting into Snapchat group. Everyone wants a roommate, and people are afraid to ask for roommates. So if you have a good connection with a girl, don't be afraid of asking. The worst they could say is no. So yeah, when you go to choose your dorm, I think you get 2 options. I did East renovated and then East unrenovated, you know what I mean? And then you can also pick up to 3 roommates. I would only choose 1 or go random, because if you choose 3 options of roommates, they're not going to say, okay, you can't room with this person, I'll give you the next. What they may do is literally stuff all 3 or 4 of you in a supplemental dorm in East, Pollock, whatever, and that could be an accident waiting to happen. And then again, with the timeline stuff, I know that it's probably going to be different with COVID and everything. I know it's very different this year of how everything worked out, because they're trying to, you know, space some people out sometimes and just not overpack the dorms. But I remember finding out probably in July about my housing assignment for the fall. They're not going to ask you to choose a specific dorm. I know some people were like, what was the name of your dorm? I want to request that. And I don't think that they would ever ask you for a specific dorm name. I don't think that they do that. Living in a dorm is just, it's an experience. It honestly is an experience. Oh, I can't believe that those days are like over for me now, and I wanted to be out of them so fast, but I would do anything for just one more night in the dorm and like walking to the dining hall with my friends and like sitting in the lounge so late laughing and playing games, and so many fun times in the dorms. I feel like I probably shouldn't talk about this yet because I'm still a student and I don't want to get in trouble. For legal reasons, this is a joke. What I'm about to say is a joke. Some of the things that happened in the dorms, I was like, there's no way that this is not a movie right now. Like, this is just insane. I remember being in South Halls, like at a dorm pregame, which is just like so unheard of. Usually you get like busted for that. But it was just so fun. It felt like a movie. I feel like that doesn't happen all the time, but dorm pregames can be really fun if you're interested. And just like crowding in a tiny dorm with all of your friends, hearing the RA like knock at the door, or like thinking that you're gonna get busted and like trying to hide all of your water. There will be some nights when you're up all night because of people just yelling around you. I don't know, just take it in. It's just a part of college. Getting ready to go out by the bathroom with all of your friends, and like going to the market at 2 a.m. because you're craving ice cream after going out. Like, just so many fun times. And oh man, I can't believe that like that point in my life is over. I know obviously I'm still in college for another year, but I just can't believe that point in my life is just over. Obviously dorms aren't all about that kind of stuff, but it's an experience. And I know of like, oh my gosh, from the time I was like 13, I was like, I cannot wait to be in a dorm. It's gonna be so fun to decorate and like have a roommate and all that stuff. And it is so much fun, and it's only for a very short period of your time in college. So soak it in, take it in. It's just so fun. Well, I need to end off this video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. We're gonna go. Bye.